Hello, people of YouTube. Hope you're all doing alright. I thought I'd come along and make a bit of a VR response to David Games Play Better Than Rollercore Birdsal's question, which is, what games do you hate? Top 5 games that you hate. Now, I'm going to take this off because this is a terrible joke. And, yeah, let's get going into it because I can't see anything, so I won't be able to do anything further than that. So yeah, anyway, so top 5 games that I hate. Yeah, so most of these tend to be genres rather than actual games themselves, but I will pick games that I've got in my collection that represent them the best they can. So yeah, first up, yeah, I think generally I'm not good. Most of mine are kind of like CD based and newer, mainly because I'm a bit of a soft head and I kind of can see the best in a lot of games, and I kind of like understand why other people like them and things like that. And games like from the NES area, usually I hate them because they've not been programmed very well because of like hardware limitations and stuff like that. So I think games that have kind of got into like the 360 area, they've got no excuses. They're just bad games because they've not been done right, not because the hardware limitations or anything like that. So yeah, anyway. So first up, it started off in a PlayStation 1 sort of era. There was a few games before, but like yeah, on the Amiga and stuff like that. But yeah, so it is the Gran Turismo series. Oh, I used to love racing games like the Micro Machines and things like that, like supercars and things. And then he went up into Ridge Racer, and it was like it was basically all arcade racy type games where you have to like high score attack and things like that. And then Gran Turismo came along and changed it all, where they had to make things like super hyper realistic, and it's like, oh, it frustrates me. It's like I want to go around and like drift around every corner and like have the best time I can when I'm playing a game, not worry about like what spring I've got like in like the left wheel and what spoiler and everything like that is, just to get around the track. Not like, so this is like gone, this genre like went on to like, and it's going on around still today with the Forza series and things like that. Not my cup of tea. I used to like cars when I was a youth. I used to try and get my car as fast as I could, but other people did that for me. I wanted this and they made it for me. The only thing about a car I really truly got into was sound system, and I was like trying to make my car as loud as I could. So if there was a sound system creator car game, I'll be all up for that. But how can you replicate that in your flipping living room? Unless you've already got a decent sound system, so you've already got there, so you've kind of already beat the game before you put the game in. So yeah, anyway, next up, everyone was saying about like, well, a lot of people have been saying about FIFA games, and I would love to say FIFA game, but when I was younger, I used to like football games. I used to like Sensible Soccer and Goal and things like that on Amiga. I used to play hours and hours of them, even though I wasn't even big into football. But obviously, I think when the Super Nintendo came out, I even played the FIFA on there. I think it was like FIFA 97. And I played a lot of that with my friends and had a blast of a time. Even on the Sega Saturn, I played a couple of the games on there. But I think when PlayStation 1 games, they all started to like really sort of like... So yeah, they're all merged into one, so there was no character left in the games. So they was all just the same as each other. So, and I suppose the iterations of all the games now, like the 2001, 2002, so on and so forth, that is just more corporate greed than anything. So I suppose that's a genre in itself, rather than just being a FIFA thing. But yeah, so I'm going to ignore the FIFA thing, and I'm going to go into football management. Sorry, Retro Bear, I know you really like this sort of game, but I'm going to pick this game in particular, which I think isn't quite the same. It's like a football manager game, but I think you have to become a professional football player on the go for the championship, which is fair enough. But then it changes and goes, hang out with beautiful girls and choose who you will party with tonight. Basically, you've got to become a footballer and do their life, and that sounds like a terrible game. Like, management sims are like so boring anyway, but adding like the fact you've got to go out and like get wags and everything like that. Spend your money on your dreams, so basically go get like flipping sports cars and stuff like that. And it was popular enough to flipping spawn a sequel. Who would have thought? But yeah, so football management sims, terrible games, terrible idea. Next up, so I guess it pretty much started with this. There was SOCOM, like it's basically war simulators. I suppose there was games like that before, like Metal Slug, but there was in some ways, but that had like a tongue in cheek, and it was like it wasn't realistic. And then when the PlayStation 2 came along, maybe PlayStation 1, that's when like all these kind of like war sims really started to become serious. And oh yeah, not really for me. I'm not a big war fan. Who is? But yeah, if I want to go around shooting things, I want to feel like I'm shooting things that are like come from outer space and they're a bit of fun to shoot and they'll explode in certain different ways and make not like realistic headshots and stuff like that. Not a game kind of series for me. Yeah, ignore that series. And then next up, the Tenchu series, and more, I suppose that also spawns the stealth series. Like, I really love ninja games. I love them, like Ninja Gaiden and stuff like that. Such fun. But when Tenchu came out, it was like you had to stealthily go around, make no noise, and kill someone. And it was like, I used to just go up to people and just try and hack and slash them like I would any other game, and then just get killed straight away. And it used to frustrate the hell out of me. Metal Gear Solid, I suppose, would sort of join this category, but that has a bit of action as well, and it's that batshit crazy. It's flipping. You have to experience it. So, yeah. So basically, stealth games. But as I say, more importantly, this kind of like the Tenchu games in particular. So mainly because I'd love to love them, but I hate the gameplay. Hate the gameplay. And I know this is supposed to be all about retro games, but I'm going to bring in modern series now. And that is the Assassin's Creed. So yeah, just like you, David, I've got loads of games that I hate, and I suppose you can only say you hate them if you truly try them. And I have tried a few of these games, and I've got to say I hate them all. I've not tried them. Well, I've not tried this one yet, and this one looks quite interesting because it's set in England, and I love that cover. That's the only reason why I've kept this one. What was the first one that I played? In fact, it's not. I've got some more up there, but yeah. I think it was Assassin's Creed 2 or 3. A couple of my friends were like raving about it, saying like how good it is and everything like that. I put it on and it just felt like a fetch simulator. Basically, oh, I forgot my book down the road. Can you go get it? And then along the way, you jump into some leaves and. what kind of game is that? I was doing that for like 2 or 3 hours, and I feel like when I was playing it, I was feeling like the biggest hypocrite because I love RPGs, and basically a lot of them are just fetch quests, but they've got a charm to it that it kept me going and playing them. But with Assassin's Creed, I just couldn't do it. And then recently, I put in Black Flagging because I love pirates and everything like that. I thought that would be a great game. I played the PlayStation 4 one to ensure that like I'd got the best experience of it, and it just felt so clunky and so boring. I just couldn't play it. So yeah, this is the next one I'm going to be playing. I don't know when I just don't want to put it in my system. I just want it to sit on my shelf and look pretty and just think, oh yeah, that might be a good game. I don't know. But yeah, that's my 5 games or genres that I dislike. I'm sure a lot of people probably disagree with some of them. Well, a lot of them, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, life would be boring if we all liked and hated everything the same as each other. So yeah, I'd love to see what everyone else's thoughts of this genre is. These games that they hate is. So yeah, see you later. Bye.